Hey, 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 this is Akebono Gregory Monovis Jr., and this is a arcade update, and as you see in front of me, I've got a brand new cocktail. Sorry about the glare, there was just no other way to shoot it. If I come over here, it's not that bad, but we'll get to this side in a minute anyways. But I ordered this off of Amazon after doing some research from a company called AB Inc., and they had everything I wanted, what I needed, and right now it boots up into horizontal mode, so that's what these controllers are here for. So you have horizontal video games and you have arcade games, and then over here on the side for player 2 we have a trackball and then joystick and a couple standard buttons here, and I'll show you how to switch it over to vertical mode here in a minute. But I've been doing my research for a while on cocktail tables, and this one came out for the best price, so I'll leave a link below on where to buy it. Unfortunately, he is sold out right now, but this company is based out of Las Vegas, and I believe the guy's name was Robert. He left some instructions, not a whole lot, but said text me or call me if you need any help. But I'm pretty familiar with how, or at least the basic setup of arcade, so I really didn't need too much help. Plus a little Google search will do. But what it's running is a Game Elf Jamma board, and that has the this one has 1,162 games, so more than I'll ever get to. Most of your 80s arcades and some of the 90s. And then when you break it down, it has 750 horizontal games and about 412 vertical games. So I'll show you that Game Elf and the innards here in a minute. We'll quickly just go through some of the thing here, but or the menu here. But as you see, it's on game 1. It is set up on free play. You can charge, so if you're running a business like barcades are popping up anywhere, or any business in particular, because these were common in the 80s. You walk into a business, they didn't have it was an arcade per se, but a restaurant would have a bar that the kids throw in quarters to be quiet and go play a video game for a while, or the parents end up having their kids beg for a quarter the whole time. But it takes quarters or tokens, and I'll show you that here in a minute. But I'll just quickly go through the game list to give you an idea. I'm not going to go through all of them, but if I hit to the right here, it'll just go ahead and scroll through. So there's the King of Fighters games, whole bunch of these. I'm not too familiar with King of Fighters. I think it was more popular in Japan. Ooh, I remember WWF WrestleFest. So I'm even discovering games I didn't know that was on here. Like I said, I've only had this a week, and just like I said, just quickly going through the list here. Not all of them, but it's got a lot of the horizontal games are fighters. A bunch of Street Fighters here, but even some of the popular ones here like X-Men. You can remember the Simpsons. This is a four-player arcade, which Arcade 1-Up is coming not with the Simpsons, but Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Same cabinet. That's why right away I got confused. Oh, the ever popular Metal Slug. I'll have to admit I didn't play Metal Slug, but I'm getting into it now, and I can see why this was so popular. But yeah, just give you a quick run through of some of the games here. Ooh, I remember Gradius. Like I said, I'm finding games on here I didn't even know existed as well. And I did go into the menu settings and change the timer because it was counting down from 60 seconds and then it would automatically load the game. Got a little annoying, so I was like, yeah, don't want to do that. And to switch to vertical mode, you just press the top middle button, give it a second here, it will boot, and then I'll be able to get out of this glare once this comes up, and there we are, starting out with Ms. Pac-Man. And by the way, the stools came with the cocktail table. So it was about $1,600 with free shipping, and it came in on a FedEx truck that I had to schedule a delivery. Now, depending on your truck driver, they'll only drop it off right at the curve of your driveway. So luckily, the guy was nice enough with it, because it did come on a pallet. Luckily, the guy at least pulled it right into my garage, and then I had a pallet mover, and I moved this in myself. It's not too heavy. It's just awkward. Like, I had to take off the door of the bedroom to get in here. But yeah, but so far I'm pretty happy with it. And I'll go ahead and sit here on the stool. I'll quickly show you some of the games here on the list. And as you see here, it starts out with Ms. Pac-Man. What I was really happy is with the speed-up version. I always like the speed-up version of Ms. Pac-Man, but more of the games that I'm familiar with here. Galaga, of course, Frogger. Don't even know what Frog is. It looks like some of these are hacks. Then we got Crazy Kong, which was the original Donkey Kong, I think. I don't remember, something like that. But all your Donkey Kongs. We got our Donkey Kong, Crazy Kong, which is pretty much the same game. Donkey Kong Jr., Donkey Kong 3, Galaxian. So, oh, Space Invaders. Of course, we got the Space Invaders up here. All right. And then Pac-Man and Puck-Man. Pac-Man was originally Puck-Man, but they knew they had to change that when they brought it to the States because people would probably etch out the P and change it into something else. You know what I'm talking about. One of my favorite arcade games right here, and I already tried it out. Gyrus. Oh, what a fun game. And then the big bonus for me with the Centipede and the Millipede is because we've got the trackball. I mean, these games play okay without the trackball. As you see here, I can scroll through as well. But these games are made for a trackball. Now, the Game Elf is an emulator, so it's not original hardware. I don't care about that. Some of these games don't play so well or the sound is off, but that's okay. I mean, there's 1,100 games in here. I really just wanted this for the cocktail table aesthetics, and most of the 80s arcade games are going to play exactly the way I want anyway. Super Pac-Man as well. So yeah, so far I'm really happy with this thing. Really good price. Nice cherry wood cabinet. He will change the graphics for you if you don't want the default. I'm happy with it. I might throw some new stickers on there as well. And we got stereo speakers down here at the bottom. And then I'll go ahead and show you some of the inner workings of the arcade itself. So as mentioned earlier, there's my cat, but as mentioned earlier, this does have a coin mechanism on it. So if you want to charge and put this in your business, you certainly can. It comes with this key here, and if I can open this up here, show you the innards. So there's the coin door mechanism. And then here's the slot as well where you can collect the coins. And then it does have an amplifier. You can adjust the treble, bass, and all that good stuff. I had to turn it down a little bit because it is a little loud. And I'm not too sure if you can see. You might be able to. This is the game board right in here where my finger's pointing at the Game Elf. And then it has a switching power supply because there's 12 volt and 5 volt. And this is all hooked into a Jamma harness. And Jamma is just your standard harness that came out in the 80s because so many arcades were coming out with their own standards, and they got together and said, oh, hey, look, if we want to switch out a game board in a video game, why don't we come up with a harness that's more universal? And Jamma's been around since the 80s. It's been enhanced since then, but that's pretty much how it runs. And like I said, it's it's an emulator, but it is fun. So that is the arcade update. And yeah, it's still a mess in here, but I'm getting there. The next thing I'm going to start looking into is start to put neon rope light around the perimeter of the room. And then of course, the arcade one-up version of Star Wars Arcade will be arriving next month. And I'll be good in this room for quite a while. Eventually the goal is to get rid of all that media, not get rid of it, move it to a different room and have arcades all across there. Just depends on what comes out, but I'm pretty satisfied with what I have as far as arcade games and video games. I really do. I mean, even got the classic consoles section that's a little covered up with some gear, but I got more games than I'll ever know what to do with. Plus, I'm a modern gamer as well. I have the PlayStation 4, I have the Xbox One. I'm not a fanboy of either. Well, I'm a fanboy of both actually. So I don't get into the PlayStation Xbox wars. I have them both, but just love gaming. Some would consider me diehard. I don't. It's a hobby. It's casual. I'm a casual player. I'm not the best player in the world. I just happen to enjoy it. So there's no ever being bored in here. So yeah, if you're interested, like I said, AB Video Inc. I'll leave a description below on that if you want to check this out. He does have other cabinets as well. He's got one where even the top will pop up for the horizontal side, so you have the screen more looking up at you instead of down. But this really just screams 80s when it comes to the old school arcade. So really happy with it, and move this table in here with some of the fun gear decorations. I had this out in the other room. So yeah, slowly but surely we're getting this moved over, and I'm going to get this cleaned up, and then I'll have some of the fellows over, and we'll have a good old arcade party. So just wanted to make this quick video, and you all enjoy. If you got any comments, suggestions, feedback, leave in the comments below, or send me an email at akebonoradio@gmail.com. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.